Hey everyone, my name is Parker Saunier. I'm your president this year, and I'm here today with Alyssa.
I'm Alyssa Van Blaricum. I'm your vice president. How did you feel about today?
So to clarify on what she said a little bit, we left for our officer retreat this morning with our newly elected officer team, including a bunch of people. I'm really excited to see what we can do this year. But overall, throughout the course of the day, I've seen some really great stuff. We all have a bunch of good ideas already, and it's only been the first day. Me and Alyssa were both worn out. We've been doing stuff pretty much 98% of the day. We got up at, when did we leave?
9, I think, or 10.
Yeah, around that time. We were doing stuff at the ag shop, but then we left and headed here to Toledo Bend, where we were in an Airbnb working on our stuff. So,
And we just got finished with a very competitive game of Chameleon, which is a board game. So, how'd you feel about some of the activities we did today?
So we ran through some practice, like, I don't want to say POA because that's more of a tomorrow thing, but we ran through like the responsibilities, the duties, and like what it means to be an officer and kind of like your personality. And so a bunch of our personality showed today, which is insane. Usually it takes up to the second or third day for people to actually come out of their shell and understand that they're in that role. So it's really cool for us all to be able to sit down and already be out talking to each other. We're all really close. So it's cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, I definitely felt more comfortable, saying jokes out loud to everybody, and I feel like everyone felt more comfortable like that, which is really crazy because, last year, it definitely took me a while to warm up and feel like I knew some of the officers, but I already know that this year we're going to be, really, really close, so I'm really excited.
Definitely. It's only the first day, and I've already seen some insane stuff from each of the people, and I'm excited to see what we can do this year. I know it's going to be a great year. We're going to have a cool list of activities coming up. It's actually going to be insane. I'm really excited.
I kind of want to talk about an activity we did today that was that was really confusing. We were blindfolded and brought into a room, and we were given shapes of animals, little play animals, and then we were told that we were going to be given a color and that we had to figure out the missing animal and color. And it was really, really, really stressful. No one knew what was happening. We were just kind of in the beginning, we were I have a jaguar, I have a jumping cat. What's a jumping cat? I don't know. Just have it. It was really, really crazy.
Yeah, so that was actually one of the weirdest parts of today. The two local state officers, Annie and Lauren, showed up and they blindfolded us in a garage and forced us into a living room where they handed us random objects. But it might seem weird, but the point of that was to help us learn how to communicate with each other. And so through all odds, we determined who had lions and who had elephants, but then who didn't have jaguars and who didn't have a jumping cat, which I still don't know what a jumping cat is, but we definitely found that out today.
I had a jumping cat, and trying to explain that it was not a lion, that it was in fact a jumping cat, and that there is a difference between the two was very, very difficult. We had to look back on the video. It was recorded so we could figure out, communication and how everyone spoke to each other. And just 5 times I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure it's a jumping cat?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's jumping, I can tell."
I would say, Alyssa, where are its feet? They're in the air, Parker. They're in the air.
How do you know it's in the air? They just are.
It's crazy. It's definitely a fun activity, but it was a great way to get us all involved with each other and already get on that communication grind, as I would call it.
The communication grind.
The communication grind. But it's kind of late, and I don't want to stay up a little longer. I'm really tired. I know Alyssa is. But in total, today's been a great day. We've learned a lot of stuff already, and I'm really excited to work with this officer team to see what we can accomplish.
Me too. This year is going to be really, really great. I know we said that last video, but now, that idea is, affirmed, to me. Already, we were talking about things, that happened last year and, the good stuff and that sort of thing. And there were just so many ideas being thrown out, and I know that we, will accomplish those ideas. There's so much passion in our officer group, and I'm really excited.
Yep. So, into day 1, this is Parker and Alyssa signing off. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Parker Saunier, your chapter president. I'm here today with my best BFF, best buddy of all time.
Alyssa Van Blaricum, your best BFF buddy of all time.
And your best BFF buddy of all time.
And your best BFF buddy of all time.
Anyway, today's day 2. We just finished up. Just got done with reflections. We're about to head up for bed. So we decided we'd talk to you guys a little bit about what we did today. If you want to start that off.
Yeah, so we started off with painting, which was a little scary going into it. We were given this picture of like a very detailed mountain with flowers in a field with clouds and trees. It was very detailed, and I was really stressed at first, but we were able to go through it using instructions, and it was actually pretty calming and relaxing and pretty fun.
It was a lot of fun. And don't let her fool you. She had the best art piece. Out of me, at least. I can't say for anyone, I didn't look at anyone else's, but compared to me, it was the best. Mine was pretty bad. But it was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
And I know that all of us had a lot of fun. And I really think the key point takeaway from that is we all listened pretty well.
Yeah, everyone had a mountain, trees, and flowers. Whether those flowers were different colors did not matter. They were there.
Kind of.
Kind of.
We went from there back to the house and kind of talked about what we did a little bit. And then we took a tiny break, which was lunch. And it wasn't a very long lunch because we don't have much time here. But immediately after lunch, we kind of broke off into, I want to call them leadership groups or like something along those lines, where there was about 3 or 4, maybe 5 of us per few groups. And we kind of talked about some activities we could go through, what we needed to do, and our responsibilities. My group, we had a lot of fun doing it especially, and talked about some really cool stuff that we have planned. I was part of the service, so like community service, stuff like that. It was pretty cool. You can talk about yours.
I was part of the fundraising group, and it was me, Emily, and Joy, and we had a lot of fun, and we also had some really, really great ideas that I'm excited to do. Like, genuinely, some of the stuff that was mentioned, I'm like, actually, like, cannot wait to, like, be a part of it and, like, put it on. I'm really excited for this year and, like, what we're going to do fundraising-wise. After that, I believe we did more POA activities, and we, like, split off into, like, other groups like community service, growing leaders,
strengthening ag, and building communities.
Mm-hmm. And in those groups, we talked about more POA activities specifically, and how we could get our chapter to be a national chapter for nationals.
So, yeah, we broke off into POA groups. And what a POA is a program of activities. So it's kind of like a schedule we set, like a deadline and some stuff we want to do for the year. And it's not set in stone, but that's kind of our basis for how we're going to work later this year. And so I think after that, we took a small break, and me and Alyssa and a bunch of others played Chameleon, and had a lot of fun. That's been our main game the whole time we've been here during breaks.
We love Chameleon.
And a lot of Chameleon. But then immediately after that, we went and ate dinner at a fish place, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. You also may be wondering why my hands are purple. It's because we tie-dyed some socks. And I sat in an ant bed. Somehow I did not get bit, and Parker got bit, and he did not sit in the ant bed. So
3 times.
How that happened? 3 times. I don't know how that happened. I'm even wearing black pants, so I couldn't see the ants. I was really scared, but luckily nothing happened. That activity was really fun, though. I hate the fact that my hands are purple, but we're going to have some pretty cool socks tomorrow.
I have to agree. Mine aren't cool, but I have to agree with that nonetheless. After that, we came inside, and we got to the responsibilities and the duties of an officer. We kind of let everybody know what they were going to be doing this year, like, by themselves, like their role as an officer, their role as a committee chair, their role as a member. And I think it really helped everybody understand, like, what they can do to help this chapter succeed. So that was definitely a cool experience, and get to see everybody talk about what they were excited for. That's bad voice crack, my fault. But then after that, we went to reflections, where we all kind of sat down and talked about the day, talked about what we liked and didn't like, and there were some cool questions to answer.
This day, I really enjoyed it. Because of, like, the small groups, I was able to really talk one-on-one with people I haven't really talked to before. Emily, I've had a few conversations with her, but being in a group with her, hearing her be so passionate about some of these ideas was, like, really cool, and I felt closer to her. Same with other people in my groups, like Isabella, and just pretty much everyone on this team have had, like, at least a full-on conversation with at least once, and it's been really nice getting to know them and really, like, understanding, like, who is in our chapter and who is in our officer team and how passionate they are for all of the, things we're going to do this year.
That was really well said, actually. I enjoyed that. Good job, Alyssa.
Thank you.
So we're both really tired, and we don't want to hold you guys for too long, LOL. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off. But I think in total, our takeaway from today was that it was really great. We had a lot of fun, but most importantly, we learned what we would be doing as an officer. So you want to lead the closing?
Heck yeah. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. HelloFresh, that sort of thing. Peace. Bye, guys. Fist bump. Parker, I'm gonna have you flip over that and read it out loud to me.
Okay. Hola, ¿cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Alyssa, your chapter vice president.
Holy.
What is your name?
Me llamo S. Parker, your chapter president.
That intro was how do you feel about that intro?
That was really unexpected. Like heavily unexpected.
Really cringy too.
You Google translated that? Is that what you're
Yeah, I Google translated it on his phone before this. Okay. So today was a pretty fun day. It was also sort of our last day. We still have tomorrow, but this was sort of wrapping everything up, and we won't really be able to do that much tomorrow. We're going to be leaving tomorrow. And we started off with our calendar. Got to learn a lot of people's birthdays happened during the summer, which was
True.
a lot. Also, 2 people had birthdays that were like 2 days apart, which was
It's interesting.
fun to learn.
It's
Fun to
interesting.
learn, yeah. After that, we did. I can't remember what.
It's from the calendar. I think then we went into our leadership committees, like reports.
Yeah. So each of our committees that we were talking about yesterday, where we came up with ideas like the executive committee and the fundraising committee, we all talked about those ideas to the entire group, which was really nice to hear. I was able to see what the other groups were talking about, what they were coming up with, and we were able to add on to those ideas, expand upon them, say which ideas wouldn't be able to work, and say which ideas we're really, really happy about and really, really excited about. What were your thoughts on that?
So to explain a little bit, so we have POA committees, which we talked about for the last day. These are a little bit more specified, I want to say, kind of inside. Like mine was service learning, and then there was fundraising. So like it's a little more directed, and there's not as many people as on a committee. Some of the stuff we talked about was really cool, and the reports given were pretty detailed enough to where we could have a lengthy discussion about each topic.
And it was, as I mentioned earlier, really, really nice to hear. His committee specifically, there were like some ideas I was like, oh my gosh, like I genuinely cannot wait to like see that play out and see how that like helps our community. After that, we moved on to the hashtag, which took a lot of tries to get right.
That was crazy.
We had like a showdown. There were definitely some weird hashtags on the board.
Dubs up.
Dubs up, which is our secondary hashtag. Spoiler alert. Trying to come up with a hashtag is actually incredibly difficult. It has to be catchy and short, and has to deal with Winfield and maybe FFA. Like we had like 20 things on our paper and only like 3 of them.
It's you would think, man, I can come up with a hashtag in 10 minutes. No, you cannot. Like I said that, and then we sat down in our group. I was like, all right, what do we want? Immediately, it was like Winfield. Let's go Winfield. Hype up Winfield. Like, bro.
Winning Winfield. Like that one was put out a lot, and every time someone would like bring up a variation of that, we'd be like, okay, we can't do that one, and then like we would discuss something else, and then someone would be like, ooh, winning Winfield, and we're like, oh, we can't do that one. That one was a really, really common one.
I don't want to reveal exactly which one we picked yet. I feel like it's going to come out in the future, but it was definitely a fun process, and it was really funny seeing what everybody could come up with.
Yeah, and our hashtag that we ended up with was actually really cool. I really liked it, and not to brag or anything, but our group came up with it, so like, kind of proud of us.
True.
After that, we moved on to like t-shirt design and what our t-shirts for the chapter will look this year. We already have a bunch of t-shirts on our website. Link in description, maybe. We'll see, but
For
definitely
sure.
go check that out.
For sure.
This is our chapter t-shirt. We already have one like this year, and we designed it like all the officers, and we decided on one that had like an ultra like tournament kind of. I don't know if tournament's the right word, but
I would call it a tournament.
yeah, definitely. It was vicious. Blood was shed. A lot of all that jazz. It was really, really fun. In my group, when we were trying to draw the t-shirt, it did not look good at all. Did you have any problems with the drawing of the t-shirt or the design?
Actually, surprisingly, no. Our group was pretty coordinated with their art efforts, and then we kind of did some digital stuff. We kind of like saw what it would look like if it was actually made. But I could have definitely seen our group failing at the art part, seeing as I was in it.
You weren't too bad at the painting we did yesterday. So
Sure, let's go with it.
after that, I believe we moved on to lunch. I
Yeah.
can't really remember. We had hot dogs.
I did not eat a hot dog.
Hot dogs are nice.
Hot dogs are not nice. I ate a sandwich.
That's all will be said about the lunch topic. After that, I believe we moved on to a scavenger hunt, which would have been, sorry, our behind the scenes person is signaling to us right now. So if I look off into the distance like I'm crazy, I'm not crazy, I promise. We did a scavenger hunt. It was incredibly hot, but fun all around. I enjoyed it. We had to make a TikTok, which I hope will never see the light of day.
Oh man, I completely forgot about that. I don't want that ever to be seen. That was so bad.
I might have had to do the gritty, so.
No,
I
not
know.
the gritty.
Not the gritty.
Please, bro.
Never the gritty.
The scavenger hunt is always a lot of fun. It's kind of one thing we consistently do at every event. It's kind of cool. Usually it's a lot more complicated. This was kind of laid back, and it was a lot of fun. And we got to go around a big park. I don't remember what it was called. It was like, I'm not even stick on that. It was a bendy park, is what I'm gonna call it, because it had bend in it somewhere.
Bend? Did it?
Yeah, the name had like something bend.
I thought it had like a fish in it because there was a big fish in there.
Well, there's a fish statue. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
We are kind of derailing a little bit. After that, we did our final wrap-ups, I believe. No, I'm wrong. This is the most important part of today. You know the tie-dye I mentioned yesterday? We took those out of the bins and saw what they looked like. And then we washed them off in a lake.
True. We washed them off in a lake and saw the finished product.
It was quite nice.
Mine was not quite nice.
I still have tie-dye on my fingers from yesterday. In my nails forever. I don't think it's ever gonna leave.
My fingernails are purple.
It looks like I dug in dirt, tried to make a hole only using my fingernails, so that's kind of fun. After that, we did reflections of like the entire time we were here, and it was really nice. We got to hear what all the freshmen thought, or sophomores now, sorry. We got to hear what all the sophomores thought of today, and it was really nice seeing, what their first time at officer camp was like, officer retreat, and all that stuff. And we were able to like talk about, all the good things we did, the things we can improve upon next year. It was really, really nice. I really enjoyed it. How did you feel about that?
I think it was really good to be able to hear everybody's opinions of how it went and what we could have done better, the things they like. I feel like it showed that we all had something to gain instead of just saying I went.
Mm-hmm.
It allowed us to sit down and actually talk about it. We kind of went back on the other days and reviewed some of those questions, but it definitely gave us a chance to talk to each other.
And the common theme, and I feel like something everyone can agree with, because we all kind of like said it during that meeting, we all got to meet each other and know each other and see each other not only as like people on our team, but as people. And we got to learn about them and know that like this year is going to be great because everyone cares about it and we all care about each other. So I'm really excited to see what the future will hold for this chapter. Do you have any comments or any final?
I have consistently said this every day, but this chapter has some really great officers this year and an even better member base upcoming. So I'm excited to see what we all can do.
I am too. Do you wanna say goodbye to the camera?
I might can. I'm tired, so I'm kind of feeling that goodbye to my heart. It's been great sitting here talking in Spanish to you guys for that first part.
Mm-hmm.
What we've done here is awesome. Talking is awesome. So I'm going to stop talking now.
I'm also going to stop talking now.